Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Firewood Doctor. Today I'm just loading up for delivery on this wonderful, dreary Sunday morning. It's either slightly drizzly or it's the humidity is just so thick in the air that it's causing everything to be wet and or drizzle. So if it drizzle picks up too much, I gotta cut filming so my phone doesn't get soaked. The battery's already having performance issues. So anyway, there's one question that came up in the comments a while ago on the splitter, something about changing the oil. Well, I've greatly exceeded the filter life, shame on me. It said after the first 25 hours change it. I'm probably more than double that now, so I'm gonna have to get a filter for that and see how hard that is to change. I'll get two filters so I always have one on hand. And I don't know with the if things stay wet, I'm not gonna do the other videos coming up because I don't want to slip and fall and use the safety gear of the chainsaw chaps that I have. You know, it isn't worth slipping, but if I have good footing, I'll get that done for the next video. I got another delivery that I need to do. The second one I can film. The first one is the kind of place you don't film deliveries at unless they tell you you can film. Hey, if you do YouTube, you can film here. Okay, I'm not even gonna ask. It's one of those places that rents out for like, I don't know, $600-700 a night was what I was told. So yeah, I wasn't even gonna ask to film delivery there. Besides, it's kind of a tight area anyway. So what I calculated it out, 4 rows stacked and level will be a face cord. If I do loose tossed, I have to heap it up to like about here-ish. So I have 1 row stacked up and slightly heaped, so if I just loose toss the rest of this with oak, you know, to here, it's a local delivery, so they wanted a cheap mix. And so I could do all oak for this price, but you know, for like this price, but mixed, you know, is like $10 cheaper. And it's like, we'll take the cheaper one. So all right, gotta make some room here. Don't want the gas and chainsaw oil to get in the way. The wood that I'm chucking in is on the dry side of the pile when I split, so it's a non-issue of it being ready to burn. As I chuck the dry stuff further, and the wet stuff just you know, was on the side, close to the side I was splitting, over right on top. It doesn't help the fact that it drizzled and high humidity overnight gets everything wet. I was gonna mow in the wood yard today, show you how I clean that up, but as wet as it is, it ain't gonna happen. Some people wonder why I don't run a 20-inch bar. Oh, they'll cut faster and all of that. Well, it's the way I normally work a log pile. The 20-inch bar is too short, but in the oak, the 24 works better. But as I found out, with that 550 XP in the 20-inch bar, it's working out really good for that size saw. For the cherry I was bucking. And that's now my new favorite saw for the cherry. Get down past that top layer where it got drizzled and rained on. This stuff's dry. And even though I just split it, most of this is ready to burn because of it being dry already. It's because standing dead oak. Oh yeah, back to the chainsaw size. That 20-inch bar is really good for that size saw and how I work it. I tried using a 18-inch bar. Back to that Echo 501P that the guy graciously and generously let me try out on my Firewood so I could feel what a ported saw is like. Cut like a you-know-what, son of a gun. But the bar was just a little too short for me. If it was a 20, it would have been fine. So the 50cc class 20-inch bar for me. Some people think just because I have the 572, oh, it cuts faster. It'll burn through that wood. I'm like, well, when it comes to that small stuff of, 6, 8, 10 inch, there really is no difference in performance. You get about the same amount of wood cut per tank, and it takes about the same amount of time. That's because the power of the 72cc saw is wasted in that small cherry, and that 50cc is a whole lot less fatigue. But when I go to do the oak, the bigger saw is much faster. That's going to be in upcoming videos. We'll see how much runtime they get in this bigger oak. So that, to give it a fair comparison, because typically larger wood, you're going to burn through the gas faster. But we shall see, because that's one of my curiosities. That's one of the reasons why I started YouTube. Well, actually getting heavy into it with different tests on the stuff I got, to settle more of my curiosity, and some people want to know. So when I get the oak cleaned up, this end, so I can cut the stringers and or roll the logs down. First I'll roll the logs down on this side, but that comes after I fix the splitter, so I can roll it around without the wheel falling off. So we'll be testing out to see how long each saw will run on full tank. There's a couple more pieces here. Alright. That's plenty good. From now on, I'm going to do deliveries like this, just stack the row on the end and then just mound it up. It's a lot less work than climbing in there and stacking it. Then I'm handling it one last time. So when Joe over at Joe's Premium Firewood, under his channel's Joe's Firewood videos 1 and 2, he has 2 channels because one got scammers got a hold of it and he got it back. But hey, he's got the right idea. Just know what a face cord is like, then you just toss it in loose. And also a 6.5 foot bed, loose tossed, heaped up a little bit, you got your 60 cubic feet. And because according to weights and measures, that's a face cord. Stacked, it is 42.8 cubic feet, something like that, per face cord. So 128 cubic feet split and stacked is a full cord. So 1/3 of that. 180 cubic feet loose tossed. So 1/3 of that is 60 cubic feet. And I should have that right here, because it's the center of it is heaped up to here and then it tapers off. So averaged, it's about like this. So you got a face cord, and it's a lot less work. So less work means less time spent. So I would have probably spent another 15 minutes of just climbing in there and restacking it, and then when I got to the tail, then I could work from the ground and stack it. But shoot, just stack one row in there and just toss it in. I don't have to worry too much. I have a heavy duty rubber mat. The thing is like, 1/4 inch thick or something, so the bottom of the floor isn't going to get all beat to death. So maybe one day I'll get a bed liner. So that's it. I'm off to the delivery, and when I get back, hopefully it'll be dried up a little bit so I can do a special video. I'm going to do a video on noodling and why the noodles work out, why you get noodles when you cut it the lengthwise with the log from the side. So, and I'll talk a little bit about that and get some of that wood cleaned up, get ready for another splitting session. Because Lord knows I got a lot to split. I got maybe 2 face cords or so on the other end of the oak pile. I have nearly 5 cords of cherry. I'm 1/3 of the way through that pile of wood, a pile of logs. So yeah, by winter I should have that all split. The Wolf Ridge will be coming soon. Soon meaning I think it'll go to production after Labor Day. So it depends on how fast it gets in and out of powder coat. And once it comes out of powder coat, usually I think the Wolf Ridge puts them together pretty fast so they can get the orders out, especially if they have the parts. So originally when I ordered, the date was for middle of November, like the 14th-ish or so, somewhere around there, 7th or 14th. I'd have to look. But then customer canceled an order, and they bumped me up the line because it was all paid for in advance. So I'm like, dang, I got a month less to figure out if I want to add anything to it. So I got the oil cooler and 12-way wedge added. So using that math, looking at mid-October, unless the parts were coming in early like they were for the November expected delivery, which moved that original one up to mid-October. So I'm hoping middle of September, maybe the 2nd or 3rd week, I'll get the call to say come and pick it up. That'll be nice. Zip on up there, maybe film a little video on the process, maybe talk a little bit to Chris Wolf on that, maybe try out the splitter give her a good test before I leave up there. Depends on my schedule and what they're up to. So we shall see. Fingers crossed on getting some kind of footage up there. I would love to film the entire assembly process, but that isn't going to happen because that's on their schedule and not mine. So, and it's hard for me with my job to get up there. So, all right, I'm going to get going on this delivery. The whole time I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it dries out enough to where it's safe to get those big rounds split in half so I can put them on the splitter. So till next time, folks, take care. Get out there, do something. Have fun doing it.